So guys, your boy Jabberboy188 here. What intro that was there. Little change in the weather from last week, from yesterday's amazing sunny conditions there. Now turned to very wet conditions, but whatever, don't care. That's not the point really, because I'm going to be doing the F1 2014 Chinese Grand Prix review. Now, before I do that, I just want to tell you guys that I have achieved my personal best. I've had. Now, you guys, if you follow my channel a lot, if you've been in depth with it, you may have noticed that I haven't been reaching the thousands on my YouTube channel. Well, happily, that's done. That's how can I put this? That has been cleared. I've not hit the thousands. Not only have I hit the thousands, I've broken through the 2000s. I have got my most popular video, which is the MotoGP. I wasn't expecting that to get high. I was expecting that thing to get like 100 views and that was it. No. This thing actually got 2,000 and something. I was like, I think it was about 2,400 or 2,500. Insane. That's an insane amount. I can't thank you guys enough. If you did watch mine, thank you so much. I mean, this is amazing to achieve my personal best and to achieve the 1,000 barrier and to the 2,000 barrier. That's incredible. Now, my next target I'm looking for is the 5,000, then 10,000, 20, 30. You get the picture. So, yeah. I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you so much for the views there. And thank you so much for subscribing as well. If you're a new subscriber, hello, welcome to my channel. Yeah, thanks guys, that's insane. That's really insane. I was, as soon as I first heard this, I was just freaking out hardcore with that. So, you guys might not think that's not, like, you might think that's, oh, it's nothing. To me, that's something. So, I gotta thank you guys for that. But I'm not going to chit-chat too long. I'm going to get to this video, and yeah, let's do this. So, the Chinese Grand Prix. Now before I start, I am going to do a bit of practice, because what happened was a little bit funny. You guys might know this already if you are a Formula 1 supporter. And I'm going to be talking about a little bit the outside as well, because something big happened on the outside. And I'm going to talk to it now, and that is Stefano Domenicali left Ferrari, and his replacement for the future Ferrari or Ferrari Formula 1 was Marco Matalacci or something. I'm not quite sure. Comment below if you do know. I don't care if you don't. I don't care if you don't put it down. Like, if you know and you don't put it down, I don't care at all. So yeah, just write it down if you wanna. So yeah, I think that's how you say it, Marco Matalacci. So yeah, he came in, and boy did he have that. Did he have that, you know, playboy? Boy, did he have that, you know, stylish look to him. That was his sunglasses. I mean, a lot of people were chatting about that. I was chatting a little bit. I was just thinking, dude, is he gonna take his glasses off and whatnot? But yeah, he did at one point, like, I think he did like on a press conference and whatnot. He took his glasses off. So yeah. A guy, yeah. So he's not like a guy that, you know, that doesn't like his glasses. That doesn't want to take his glasses off and whatnot. He can take them off, but yeah. I mean, it's a different look to Stefano Domenicali, and I feel like we are gonna see like a good. I mean, he brought a really good look into Formula 1 when he came in there. I mean, wow, incredible! Really, really showcasing his mark in Ferrari there. So, yeah, that was something. Another thing in practice, was Pastor Maldonado. Pastor Maldonado in practice spun. He actually got distracted. He was changing something on his steering wheel. He went on, while he was doing that, went off the road, about to turn into the left-hander, spun just before the left-hander, and very embarrassing for him. But funny, I gotta say funny. It was crazy, I mean, just Jesus Christ, man. You don't see that in Formula 1 a lot, and I've never seen that before in the whole of my life, you know, to be honest, so... A very, very low, very funny, very LMAL, oh, God's sake, laugh my arse out moments there. I bet he must be feeling the same thing as well, whatever, you know. If he's annoyed about it, then that's the wrong attitude to take to that, because I feel like it was a very funny thing. You should take it as a funny thing as well, so... Yeah, man, yeah, very funny moments saying practice, but then it just got worse for him. He hit the barriers going into the pit lane there in practice. And then to top it off, he did not start qualifying. He did not start qualifying for the Chinese Grand Prix, and he had to start last. And very annoying and frustrating times for him in his new team there. And then into the race, into qualifying. Oh my god, just skipping qualifying. Yeah, got into qualifying. Into Q1. I mean, oh my god, it's not going well. Into Q1. It was a good qualifying session. It was in treacherous conditions. A lot of the drivers finding conditions hard, especially going out of the final corner, as Kamui Kobayashi, I think Vettel and Gutierrez ran wide, going out of the final corner there to finish their laps and whatnot, or even start their laps for that matter. And in the end of Q1, it was just the usual suspects, followed by Maldonado. And then it was Esteban Gutierrez that went out in Q1 in very, very frustrating times for the Mexican driver there. Just not going out well for him. Just not having, you know, the season that he wanted. Just having blows after blows after blows. Just not going well for him. And, yeah, I mean, Sauber really in a deep hole. Really got to find they've really got to find their footing through the race, or even the European season for that matter, because, you know, I mean, their rivals, which are Williams, Force India and Toro Rosso, are really starting to pull away from the Sauber team. So Sauber just not having a good year, not having a good campaign. I really, really hope it all changes and that they do find their mojo and get back to their winning formula. I wouldn't say winning, but sort of successive formula that they had last year. So yeah, frustrating times for the Sauber team, especially for Esteban Gutierrez there. Then to Q2, it got a bit better. Still, the Mercedes dominated Q2 in terms of lap times. But then at the end of Q2, there, the both McLarens were out of Q2, and very, very, their woes just not going to success, as Button started 12th, as Button dropped down to 12th, and Magnussen dropped to 15th. So very, very, and also another thing, Grosjean, Grosjean, boy, he had a good qualifying. Jesus Christ, getting into Q2 in 2014, and the first time Lotus ever getting in, and the first time for Lotus to getting into Q3 there. Impressive stuff for the Lotus, really showing that, you know, they're back, they can be strong, even though they've had a really miserable 2014. So, yeah, really high hopes, and Lotus building from their woes from the pre-season tests in February, I think. No, in like the beginning of March there. So really good stuff there by Romain Grosjean there. He started 10th after qualifying there, so really good result, really good for the Lotus driver there. And then, yeah, so, and also another thing, Raikkonen was out of Q2, just his woes not going well. I mean, you can tell he's not feeling the comfort that Alonso has been feeling in the Ferrari, as the lap times can show between the two drivers there. So yeah, not going well for him there. But yeah, into and then after that, I think, and then also out of Q2, I think it was just the usual sort of Toro Rosso's bit of, no, I wouldn't say Williams. Both Williams got into Q2, which is good, Q3, which was good for them. After they had both cars got into Q3. I was about to say, but after both cars went out in Malaysia and whatnot, but whatever. But same can be said for Bahrain as well there. So yeah, I can't really say that. So yeah, so both Williams good, really repeating their form that they had in Bahrain there, which was good, especially now in wet weather conditions. Before last time out, they did wet qualifying. Both cars were out in Q2, so for them to be back into Q3 was good for them. So yeah, beautiful qualifying for them. Ultimately, at the end of Q3, they qualified 6th and 7th. Massa 6th, Bottas 7th, which was great, absolutely amazing. Really shows that they've got some pace and they really could be contenders for like a podium or maybe even a win for that matter. Who knows? But yeah, into Q3, wet again. No, it got a bit. I think it got a bit wetter. But yeah, a lot of drivers trying to get pole, but ultimately it was Lewis Hamilton. That lap was insane. 1 minute 53.8, incredible lap time, and both laps weren't. His second run was good for pole. His first wasn't. I was about to say both laps were good for pole, but no, they weren't. Second was his best. Was good for pole. Ricciardo, Vettel, and Rosberg really striking at Hamilton there on pole position, but one man just got under pressured by the pace of Hamilton. That was Nico Rosberg. Hamilton with some vengeance from Bahrain there, as Rosberg was on pole and Hamilton tried to beat it, but locked up at the first corner. This time round, Hamilton was on pole. Rosberg locked up going into the second to last corner of the lap, which ruined his lap, and then later on spun going out of the final corner as he hit the carpet, which then ultimately spun him round going out the final corner there. Very frustrating times for the German there. I mean, just could have easily got on pole, but just got a bit under pressured by the conditions and by the pace that the other cars were doing on the track there. Ricciardo, the Red Bulls really quick in the wet conditions, really showing that they've still got pace, even though, you know, they have a speed disadvantage there to them. So yeah, good qualifying for them. They started second and third. Alonso 5th. Good qualifying for him there. I think that was the best that Alonso could do in these conditions. You know, very tricky, very slippery. You know, you have that final corner as a little mousetrap for you there. So yeah, I think Alonso, good job for him, 5th place, best he could have done, I believe. And then into the race, good start by Hamilton there. Good start by Hamilton. Massa, the Williams got a good start as well. Massa dangerously went to the middle of the road. He swung his car to the far right, from the far right to the middle of the track, which then caused a collision between him, which was Massa, and Alonso. Both of them hitting each other. Thankfully for Massa, that didn't break his suspension. I mean, that was a big hit. That was a big hit, and I was surprised that didn't break the broken steering arm. That didn't break the steering arm, because because we've seen bigger accidents. We've seen smaller accidents than that, which has broken the steering arm. For instance, Lewis Hamilton in 2010. With Felipe Massa going into the second chicane. Hamilton went to the inside. Hamilton did a mistake, hit Lasta, that broke his steering arm, and he was out of the race. Almost the same thing. I mean, they were going straight, but the hit was so violent. I thought it was going to do it, but it didn't, which is very, very surprising. Shows how strong these suspensions and steering arms are. So, yeah, that was sort of a near miss for him there. Another near miss was Nico Rosberg. So lucky that he didn't break his front wing with Valtteri Bottas going into turn 1 there. But then after that, it was all good. No other dramas going on there. A lot of battles. Rosberg got dropped down to 6. Poor start for him there. And then later on in the race, we saw a lot of people complaining about graining and whatnot. We heard before the weekend that there were going to be a lot of grainings happening, and there were a lot of grainings, especially after last year, when a lot of people were saying that the tyres were acting weird and whatnot. So yeah, no surprise, to be honest. Even though that the tyre compound is harder than they were in 2013, I mean. So yeah, later on during the race, the first pit stop was made, particularly Button getting into the pits, going to the medium tyres, and yeah, and then after that. Alonso pitted to try and undercut Vettel, and did that work? Yes, it did. Alonso got ahead of Vettel, who he was battling to get in front. He got ahead of him for second place, but then was soon passed by Nico Rosberg to drop back down to third. So, yeah. And then Vettel later on got a bit annoyed, and how he really wanted to be the team leader there. As Ricciardo was closing him down, Vettel came on the radio saying, I don't know what he was saying. He was saying something about, I don't know, he's gonna have to fight to overtake or whatnot, which I can't understand, because we've seen teammates do that in recent times. Last race, remember Bahrain, Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg going at it for the lead of the race. So I can see what he's pointing. I see his point. I know what it is. I think, to be honest, I think Vettel. I gotta admit, Vettel is right on this. I think Vettel stands on the right, because we've seen, because they're professional drivers. Vettel wants to have a race with his teammate. He wants to make his teammate do racing with him. And I can probably agree. It's part of racing. You've got to, if you want to get the position, you've got to race. You've got to overtake. You've got to push like crazy or whatnot. That's what racing is all about. Team orders, it's not the right way to go. It's ruining the racing. It's it's boring the crowd and whatnot. It's not good. It's not right for the sport. It's not right for the sport at all. So in that respect, I think Vettel is right on this, and then because of that, Ricardo put on a good race with Vettel there. First off, doing a dive up the inside, going into the penultimate corner. Good move there from Vettel. Good move from Ricardo, but Vettel wasn't done yet. Vettel tried to get it back using the DRS down the pit straight. Vettel tried to go round the outside, tried to do an outside job on Ricardo, but didn't work. He hit the marbles, and that ran him wide. And that potentially put Ricardo up into fourth. That secured Ricardo up to fourth place. Good move there. I gotta say, good clean racing. Something that I've loved to see every single time in racing there. And then later on, Hamilton still led. He was about 14 seconds. Later on, Grosjean had a problem. His fourth gear wasn't working. That basically, I think he basically went off the road after that, which suggests that his fourth gear got worse. He probably couldn't cope with it, so I think he just ran wide and whatnot. And then after that, slowed up down the straight, and then potentially retired him for the race. Very, very disappointing for Lotus and for Grosjean as well, especially as they were in the points, as they were in the top 10 for the first time in Formula 1 in 2014. So, pretty annoying, but that's racing at the end of the day. So, yeah. Another retiree was Sauber's Sutil. Third DNF in a row. Wow. I mean, Sauber just really having a horrible time. Sutil not finding his form that he'd had last year in the Force India. I know it was a different team or whatnot, but still just losing his form. And yeah, pretty frustrating time. Pretty frustrating times for the team there. And I really hope that it does go better for them during the European season, because if they don't, they are going to find themselves in a big hole to dig their way out of. So yeah, pretty annoying and frustrating times for the Sauber team. And then after that, Vettel also got a bit annoyed. He got even annoyed as well when the Caterham of Kamui Kobayashi got past Vettel on fresher tyres to unlap himself from Vettel. And then, yeah, Vettel got annoyed. He says, like, what, the Caterham's ahead, get him to bed. We've seen that before, you know. Vettel has got annoyed with drivers unlapping themselves, particularly recently as well. In 2012, Hamilton getting unlapping Vettel at Hockenheim. Vettel got annoyed by Hamilton, and it wasn't on radio. It was actually by it was by hand gestures to Hamilton there, saying like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you unlapping and stuff like that, and whatnot." Which I can agree on a bit, but at the end of the day, you know, if a lapped car is faster than you, then he has the right to overtake you and pull away from you. So, and yeah, after that, Kamui Kobayashi got a little warning saying like, you got to pull away, or otherwise you're going to still get the blue flags and whatnot. So yeah, that's very right from the team there. Just, you know, if you can't pull away, if you can't pull away, what's the point of overtaking? You know, it's just like, if you can't beat the guy that just lapped you, if you can't beat the guy you're gonna unlap, then just stick behind him. You know, if you just, because at the end of the day, if you just go by them, you're just gonna have the same little annoyance. You're gonna have the annoyance of the driver who you unlapped, and you're still going to get the blue flags. So there's not a win-win situation going on unless you're the faster car. in this case for Hamilton in Hockenheim, he was the quicker car. He got ahead because he was quicker. This time, but then in China, Kamui was quicker, but only for a little bit, as Kamui then slowed up, and then I think after that, I think Vettel got ahead of him. But then in the end, also, another thing, the checkered flag came out at the wrong lap. It came out, I think it came like on lap 54, lap 55. Came out then. Hamilton saying that the checkered flag came out earlier, whatnot. And yeah, very, very dangerous times, because very, very worrying and dangerous time, because, you know, if you see the checkered flag, you know, a lot, as F1 drivers, the F1 driver usually just slows up, picks up rubber, you know, does all that stuff, gets back to the garage. You know, and for Hamilton to see the checkered flag a little bit too early, wow, that could have been worrying. That could have been really disastrous to the world champion, and very dangerous, as a car could run into the back of Hamilton as he's slowing up, which could launch, which could lift Hamilton's car up in, lift his rear up in the air, and yeah, I mean, just crazy stuff going on in the final couple of laps. But then after that, it did wave properly on the lap it was supposed to. And yeah, no problems for Hamilton. Hamilton didn't do that slow up thing, whatnot. He did comment as well. Like I say, he did comment saying like, "Oh, the checkered flag came in, whatnot." So yeah, very, very worrying, and could have been disastrous time for Hamilton there. But yeah, good result for Hamilton. Hamilton is a couple of points behind Rosberg now as they head off to the European season. Mercedes almost 100 clear of Red Bull. It's amazing stuff, amazing stuff for Mercedes. So, and really showing that now, if they have a really disastrous mid part or something like that, they could still probably have a shot of winning. But it depends on the pace they've got during the whole season, to be honest, because it's not won on the first 4 races. It can be lost during the European season and the last flyaway races as well. So yeah, I mean, I cannot wait for the European season. I'm pumped. There'll be a lot. There'll be of course loads and loads of F1 2013, F1 2014 race gameplays and whatnot going on my channel there. So I hope you guys, and also if you're a new subscriber, I did do this a while back. I did this a while back, right up at the 2012 season. So if you want to go back and watch my race review, race commentaries, and race gameplays, you can. It's on like a playlist and whatnot. It's called F1 2012 season commentaries, F1 2013 season commentaries, and F1 2014 season. So if you want to go back and look at that, that's fine. You know, you can. So yeah, thank you very, very, very much for watching. It's your boy Jabba Boy 108 here. I'm out. Peace.